through life, you become a new person constantly. You constantly evolve, you constantly get new ideas about life, you learn new lessons, and sometimes you can see some quotes or a new idea that just clicks something in you, and you're like, this exactly aligns with my values, or this really represents who I want to be. This quote that I've seen on Pinterest or on a podcast is so aligned with my values or who I want to become in life. And that's why today I want to introduce you to several quotes that have inspired me recently. And there are so many quotes that since I remember me, like I would just screenshot it on my phone, or I would just put it on my board. I have a board over here that I just put my favorite quotes from my favorite people, or just some random ones that just keep me in check with me. And whenever I get distracted from my goals, or whenever I have some issues, some problems in my life, I just get back to these quotes, because on that part on my life, or in this part of my life, they just are a perfect guidance for me. The first one that I would like to introduce is that like guides me for 2 years. I think that is the only dead fish go with the flow. So I think that this quote is a perfect guidance for every person, because we just forget to listen to our inner voices. And when we go to a new place, or in the friendship, or in the social media, where there are so many voices, so many noises, and so many opinions, sometimes like a person ourselves can forget to listen to ourselves. That's why the quote only that fish go with the flow is perfect, because sometimes an opinion of one person like tells other people like to go right way, and everybody goes to the right way. But if you just have this inner voice in yourself that says, no, I feel like if I'm a person who lives and breathes, I should listen to my inner voice, whether it's wrong, whether it's right. We have to listen to ourselves. We have to think for ourselves, because that's what the flow of humanity is. And I'm not accepting myself from that. Is that sometimes we just can listen to the crowd, not to be left out, to be like one of the crowd. In times when there is a person that you consider as an authority, or there is a certain opinion that is always respected by a boss, by a manager, or for social media, you can like just shut down that noise for a minute and think for yourself, do I really align with this thought, or that's an opinion because I want to accept it, because I want to be the part of the crowd. So that's why I love that it says the literal meaning that only dead fish go with the flow, because you are a human who breathes, who thinks, and you have to constantly remind yourself that even if I voice this opinion right now and the whole crowd doesn't accept it, it means that I'm a human being who breathes, who lives, and who listens to his or her inner voice. That's why I love this quote so much. The next one is, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So I have heard this quote in a movie, The Princess Diaries, if I remember correctly, and that stuck with me, because sometimes even the close people in our lives can think of ourselves less in certain areas. Or a friend or a sibling can tell you like, I don't think that you are capable of pursuing this. I don't think that this is your strength. And this can make doubt us, because it can come from the people who are close to ourselves, who don't have the necessarily like bad intentions with us, no, but it's more of an opinion that they have of ourselves. So the quote, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent, is perfect, because there are so many times that people just wouldn't listen to the other voices, and would believe in themselves, even though their friends or other people or your colleagues can sometimes think of you less in a specific area. But if you won't listen to these opinions and listen to yourself, this can make you more powerful, and this would take your power back to yourself. Next quote is, your self-respect has to be stronger than your feelings. This is a quite common thing, but I think that you would agree that there are so many times that we love this person so much, or we don't want to hurt this person's feelings, even though they have crossed a boundary or they were disrespectful towards us. And even though they acted in a way that would harm you, many people being very emotional and considering other people's feelings, they would just doubt themselves in that moment and they wouldn't protect themselves. And this quote is a reminder that your feelings are not important at that time because you don't want to hurt them. And this time you have to turn your brain on and think that your boundaries were crossed. So then you will just start to feel your feelings and to talk with yourself. But during that time when you are disrespected, you just cross your boundary and let other people know that that's not how you should be treated in that moment. The next quote is, a good person will follow the rules, a great person will follow himself. I have heard this quote from a TV show Severance, and the main character was reading it from a book. And I really like the show, and I really like the idea of that show. So I don't want to spoil it that much if you want to watch it. But I really like this quote because it also can go hand in hand with the first example, with the first quote, which said, only dead fish go with the flow. Because authorities, governments can sometimes make people like go through certain rules or dictate other people to do certain things, and sometimes people tend to just blindly trust the government, trust the authority figure, or trust the establishments where they work because their boss, their manager said so. Yes, there are certain rules in lives that a person must follow because that's how the world works, but you never have to turn your brain off. That's why you have to always question every single rule, every single thing, that even the place that you work in, the government, the country that you live in, because in so many times the authority is not working for our benefit, but only for ruling a certain group of people or thinking about how a certain rule would benefit to themselves by manipulating other people in that establishment, in that city. Next is, until death, all defeat is psychological. So I actually read this through TikTok comments, and like somebody just asked, what are your favorite quotes? And somebody wrote that all defeat is psychological. So this is actually paraphrase from a famous quote which says, other than death, all failure is psychological. And I will write his name so I wouldn't pronounce his name wrong. This quote really stuck with me because at the end of the day, we still can sometimes dramatize our lives, or when we face an obstacle or when we face the failure, we can sometimes think that that's it. I failed and this person, like in this competition in sports, like won, or I have lost this position in this company. And this can make us feel defeated, or you just invested like a huge amount of money for your business and then you lost everything, and this makes you break completely. This quote is a reminder that yes, you didn't die, you still breathe, and your day still continues, and the next day you can try again. It really gives me a sort of strength. The next quote is, your job isn't to know the how. And this quote is perfect when you are thinking about your goals, your dreams, and they are so big that you get overwhelmed, like, and ask yourself, how am I even gonna get there? How am I going to reach this dream? Because I don't see the steps, I don't even see the first steps of how am I going to do that. And if you are somebody who believes in law of attraction, in the power of your thoughts, this what it means, that you have to set your intention, do the work of course, and trust the universe that it will guide you towards your big dream, no matter how hard it seems at the first. Your current reality is nowhere near that big dream. So that's what it applies to, that you don't have to know how will you get there. Maybe somebody will call you, or maybe you will see a job in LinkedIn that is in your dream country, or somebody will visit you and tell you ways how you can get there. So there are so many ways that universe can be creative, and you don't have to know how you will get there. You just have to believe and do the work. The last one is your business is to stay loyal to you. This can apply to everything. For example, somebody asks you an opinion and you don't want to, and you want to, like, for example, people please during that time and tell an opinion that aligns with their own, or somebody tells you that your style is not like that great and you should change it, and you changed according to that person's opinion. And there are so many examples. Or somebody says that they hate strawberry flavored ice cream, and you actually love strawberry flavored ice cream, but at that time you say, yes, actually I hate that too, to please that person without any logical reason. So this quote means to stay loyal to you in every single thing you say, whether it's your style, whether it's your opinion on politics, on a specific subject, on the way you think about a specific person. Don't change your views, your opinions, your style, your ideas to please others, because when you do that, you betray yourself, and your only business is to stay loyal to you. So these were the quotes that I have been keeping in my mind for over 2 years. Some of them are quite new, and I constantly, when I see a new quote that clicks in me and I feel like, yes, this really applies to my current values, to my current dreams, to my current ideas, I always add them, and I would suggest you do that too. For example, I can show you. So I have this board, like the people that inspire me, or the quotes that I just recently checked them out, and this is quite old. It's more than 3 years, but these are perfect reminders that in different aspects in your life, that you can just check them out and they can click something in you again, and you can get back on track. Thank you for watching, and comment down below which one is your favorite quote from this, or do you have your favorite quote? I would really love to read new quotes, new ideas. Thank you for watching this video.